Almost everyone loves sugar. From the chocolate bars we eat after lunch to the soda cans we grab during parties, sugar is everywhere in our lives. It gives us comfort, joy, and that quick spark of energy we often crave. But here's the question: is sugar really as harmless as it seems? The truth is, consuming too much sugar comes with serious hidden dangers that can impact your body, your brain, and even your mood in ways you might never expect. In this video, we're going to explore in depth why reducing sugar could be the most powerful health decision you'll ever make and how small changes can transform your energy, your focus, and your future.
Most of us enjoy desserts, soft drinks, or even a spoon of sugar in our morning coffee. At first, it seems harmless, a small pleasure in everyday life. But the truth is, sugar is everywhere, not just in candy, and its effects on our health can be subtle yet significant. It hides in foods we think are healthy, such as bread, sauces, cereals, and even yogurts labeled as low-fat or natural. The average person consumes far more sugar than the body actually needs. While the World Health Organization recommends limiting added sugar to no more than 6 teaspoons a day, many people unknowingly eat more than 20 teaspoons daily. That's over 3 times the recommended amount. Imagine adding 20 teaspoons of sugar to a glass of water and drinking it every day. That's essentially what our bodies face when sugar is hidden in multiple meals and snacks. Sugar provides empty calories. Unlike whole fruits, which contain fiber, water, and essential vitamins alongside natural sweetness, refined sugar gives only quick energy with no nutritional value. It triggers a temporary feeling of satisfaction, but soon after, blood sugar levels drop, leaving us hungry again. This leads to the common cycle of cravings and overconsumption, which is one of the main reasons sugar contributes to weight gain. The psychological aspect of sugar is equally powerful. From childhood, we are conditioned to see sugar as a reward and source of comfort. Parents offer a lollipop to calm a crying child. Teachers give chocolate for good behavior, and adults celebrate milestones with cake, ice cream, or sweets. Over time, our brains associate sugar not only with taste, but also with pleasure, reward, and emotional relief. This conditioning makes resisting sugar especially difficult in stressful, tired, or emotional moments. Liquid sugar adds another layer to the trap. Drinks such as soda, iced tea, energy drinks, and even fruit juices can contain enormous amounts of sugar. A single can of soda may hold 10 teaspoons of sugar, and because it is liquid, it does not satisfy hunger. Consuming sugary drinks often leads to eating more later, creating a vicious cycle of sugar spikes and crash that reinforce cravings. Advertising and cultural messaging make the trap even stronger. Billions of dollars are spent showing happy families drinking soda, athletes sipping sports drinks, or children enjoying sugary cereals. These messages rarely mention the negative effects: weight gain, fatigue, diabetes, or dental issues. Instead, sugar is normalized as part of a joyful, healthy lifestyle, making it harder to recognize the risks. When we consume sugar, our body reacts immediately. Blood glucose levels rise rapidly, giving us a short burst of energy. This is why a sugary snack can make you feel alert and energized almost instantly. But this spike is temporary. Shortly after, blood sugar drops sharply, leaving us tired, hungry, and craving more sweets. This constant rise and full cycle stresses the body, particularly the pancreas, which produces insulin to regulate blood sugar. Over time, excessive sugar consumption can lead to insulin resistance. Think of insulin as a key that unlocks cells to allow sugar in for energy. With too much sugar, the cells become less responsive, and the pancreas produces more insulin to compensate. Eventually, this can develop into type 2 diabetes, a chronic condition affecting millions worldwide. Sugar also impacts body weight. When blood sugar rises, the body stores excess glucose as fat, especially around the liver and abdomen. This contributes to weight gain and increases the risk of fatty liver disease, heart disease, and high blood pressure. It's not just about calories, it's about how sugar shifts metabolism and triggers fat storage. Even our teeth are affected. Sugar feeds bacteria in the mouth, which produce acids that erode tooth enamel and lead to cavities. Regular overconsumption of sugar can cause long-term dental problems and increase the need for dental treatments. But sugar doesn't only affect the body physically, it also influences our hormones. High sugar intake can increase cortisol, the stress hormone, and lead to inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is linked to fatigue, joint pain, and a higher risk of chronic illnesses such as cardiovascular disease. Moreover, sugar can affect energy regulation and appetite. After a sugar spike and crash, we often experience intense cravings, which can lead to overeating. This cycle can create dependency, making it more difficult to maintain a balanced diet. In summary, sugar has widespread effects on the body. It impacts energy, weight, metabolism, dental health, hormone balance, and long-term disease risk. Overconsumption may feel harmless at first, but the cumulative effects are serious and can affect nearly every system in the body. Excess sugar intake doesn't just affect short-term energy, it has serious long-term consequences for overall health. One of the most obvious impacts is weight gain and obesity. When sugar is consumed in excess, the body stores unused glucose as fat, particularly around the abdomen. This fat accumulation not only affects appearance but also increases the risk of several chronic conditions, including type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. High sugar consumption also contributes to heart problems. Studies have shown that diets rich in added sugar increase triglycerides, a type of fat in the blood, and reduce HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol. Over time, this combination can lead to plaque buildup in the arteries, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Sugar is a key driver of chronic inflammation, a silent process that damages tissues throughout the body. Inflammation caused by sugar has been linked to joint pain, fatigue, and a higher likelihood of developing autoimmune disorders. Chronic inflammation also accelerates the aging process and weakens the immune system, making the body more vulnerable to infections. Excess sugar can also affect the liver. When the body is overloaded with fructose, a component of sugar, it is processed in the liver. Too much fructose can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition that damages the liver and affects its ability to metabolize fat and regulate blood sugar. Another long-term risk involves cognitive health. Research has linked high sugar intake to impaired memory, learning difficulties, and even an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Scientists have found that sugar can interfere with the brain's insulin signaling, which is essential for cognitive function. Some experts even refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes due to this connection. Sugar's cumulative effects mean that even moderate overconsumption over months and years can silently damage multiple organs. While a sugary treat might seem harmless in the moment, the long-term consequences, heart disease, diabetes, fatty liver, inflammation, cognitive decline show that sugar is far from a neutral part of the diet. Understanding these risks is critical. Reducing sugar isn't just about controlling weight or avoiding cavities, it's about protecting your body from serious chronic diseases that can affect your quality of life for decades to come. Sugar doesn't just affect the body, it has a profound impact on the brain. When we consume sugar, it triggers the release of dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure and reward. This is the same chemical involved when we experience enjoyable activities like listening to music, exercising, or even interacting socially. That immediate rush of dopamine makes us feel good, reinforcing the desire to consume sugar again and again. Over time, this repeated stimulation can create a cycle similar to addiction. The brain begins to rely on sugar to feel pleasure, and natural rewards like exercise or a healthy meal may not provide the same level of satisfaction. This is why, even when we know sugar is harmful, it's difficult to resist cravings. Our brain has been trained to seek the quick dopamine boost that sugar provides. Sugar addiction is also tied to stress. When people are anxious, tired, or emotionally distressed, sugar often becomes a coping mechanism. That chocolate bar or sweet snack temporarily relieves tension, providing comfort and a sense of control. However, this relief is short-lived, and after the sugar-induced high, the brain experiences a crash, often increasing cravings and emotional vulnerability. Research shows that sugar can alter the brain's reward pathways in ways similar to addictive substances. Functional MRI scans indicate that regular high sugar consumption can increase the activity of reward centers in the brain, making it harder to feel satisfied without sugar. Over time, this can reinforce habitual eating patterns that are difficult to break. Additionally, sugar can affect cognitive function. Frequent spikes and crashes in blood glucose can impair concentration, memory, and decision-making. People who consume excessive sugar may notice periods of mental fatigue, difficulty focusing, or brain fog, especially after a high-sugar meal. In summary, sugar doesn't just provide calories, it hijacks the brain's reward system, creates dependency, and alters mood and cognition. Understanding this relationship is essential for breaking the cycle, controlling cravings, and making healthier choices that support both body and mind. Reducing sugar intake may seem difficult at first, but it is entirely achievable with the right strategies. The first step is awareness. Begin by reading nutrition labels carefully. Sugar appears under many names: high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, cane sugar, agave nectar, and more. By identifying hidden sugars in everyday foods, you take the first important step toward control. Next, focus on replacing sugary drinks. Sodas, energy drinks, and even sweetened coffees are major sources of added sugar. Try substituting these with water, sparkling water, or herbal teas. Adding slices of lemon, cucumber, or fresh mint can provide flavor without sugar. Over time, your taste buds adjust, and you begin to appreciate the natural flavors of drinks without needing sweetness. Another effective strategy is choosing natural snacks. Instead of candy, pastries, or cookies, eat fruits, nuts, or yogurt without added sugar. For breakfast, swap sugary cereals for oatmeal topped with fresh berries and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Simple changes like this reduce sugar without making your diet feel restrictive. Cooking at home is also a powerful tool. Preparing meals yourself allows you to control exactly what goes into your food. Many restaurant dishes, packaged foods, and condiments contain hidden sugars that can add up throughout the day. By making your own meals, you take back control and reduce your reliance on processed foods. It's important to remember that gradual reduction works better than attempting to eliminate all sugar overnight. Start by cutting one sugary item per day, then slowly reduce the rest. This method prevents intense cravings and withdrawal symptoms, making it easier to sustain the change. Finally, mindful eating helps reduce sugar intake. Pay attention to what triggers your cravings: stress, boredom, or habit, and find healthier alternatives. Over time, you will notice that your preference for very sweet foods decreases and natural foods begin to taste sweeter on their own. In conclusion, reducing sugar is about small, consistent changes. Awareness, substitutions, natural snacks, home cooking, gradual reduction, and mindful eating together form a sustainable approach that improves both health and well-being.
So, now you know the truth about sugar. It's not just about a few extra calories or occasional sweet treats. It affects your body, your brain, and your long-term health in ways you might not even realize. By reducing sugar, you can stabilize your energy, improve your mood, protect your heart, support your brain, and even feel more in control of your cravings. The best part? You don't have to make drastic changes overnight. Small, consistent steps like reading labels, choosing natural snacks, cooking at home, and gradually cutting back can transform your health over time. Every little change counts, and each step takes you closer to a healthier, more energized, and balanced life. Remember, less sugar doesn't mean less joy. It means more energy, clearer thinking, stronger health, and more years to enjoy the things you love. Start today, take control, and let your body thank you tomorrow.